I'm super stoked today, and it's not just because we just got a new miner in that's pulling $77 a day, which I'm so excited about, especially because a cryptocurrency exchange I use just reopened support for this, so I can actually realize those gains, which some people underestimate with altcoin mining rigs. I also just recently fixed my Cobra, so I can finally go out and drive it, or even just move the dang thing, because, well, it's been pretty stationary considering it wouldn't stay running. But the miners I got behind me are absolute screamers. They're ASIC miners, application-specific integrated circuit miners. Today we're going to be running through exactly what miners I have, specifically which miner is making 77 bucks a day, how you can get it if you want to, how much it costs, running the numbers, is it really worth it? Because at the end of the day, earning passive income mining crypto is absolutely incredible, and it's truly changed my life. But that doesn't mean that every miner is just an instant buy at any price. My name is Voskcoin on the Voskcoin YouTube channel. I'm a full-time miner, and well, we make a few videos along the way. Make sure to slap that subscribe button. Check out our CMO, our Chief Mining Officer, Tails. She's also the owner of the channel. Let's jump into another one.
Hey guys, it's Miss Vosk here to tell you about today's video sponsor, Bitmart. Bitmart is a digital asset trading platform. They're listed as a top 5 cryptocurrency exchange when ranked by TrustScore by CoinGecko, and they say they have over 9 million registered users from over 180 countries. They're celebrating their 4-year anniversary by giving away limited edition NFTs and major token bonuses, with over $1 million in prizes over the next 2 weeks. New users can also get a welcome bonus and a limited edition NFT for creating an account and depositing $50. Check out the link in the video description below to learn more about Bitmart and their anniversary giveaways. This is not financial advice.
I'm the Headless Horseman today. You don't believe me? Look at my neck. So let's go ahead and jump into a fun one, right? The iBeLink BM-K1 Plus is what we are focusing on here today. We're going to be using DX Pool, which is a couple reasons why we're using this mining pool and why I think you should too. And we've got a link out in the video description below that supports the channel if you use it. Okay, the reasons being is that they will hold your coins in here until you have a withdrawal option available. That is not true with all mining pools, especially if they just pay out right to your wallet. But what if you don't have a wallet address right now? Sure, you can download core wallets and things like that. I don't enjoy doing those things. So I'm personally mining right into KuCoin, who recently restored Kadena deposits. Okay, this is absolutely great news, especially for US citizens that found it very difficult to realize your mining profitability, right? So back when Kadena was trading 27 bucks a coin, most US citizens could not sell it. Okay, and when you just rocket up to an all-time high like that, I mean, it's not financial advice, but it's probably time to take profits, especially if you're paying for very expensive mining rigs. So you go down and you look at the supported exchanges down here. You see KuCoin, Bittrex, and Binance. You're gonna have a bad time trying to get into Binance as a US citizen. Furthermore, they only are just now re-enabling deposits there. That is likely to bring a lot of price action with Kadena. Leading up to this, we see huge volume increase. About a week ago, we saw volume around 25 million, then it went up to about 45 million, and now it's skyrocketing over $250 million. Absolutely insane here. Oftentimes we see volume, especially volume increases, predate a pump. But what do I know about technical analysis? A made-up thing. However, there are some patterns and reoccurring things. The fact remains, though, is that, by the way, you see Bittrex. So like, oh, you guys remember Bittrex? Probably not really, because after they stopped supporting any of the cool coins for US citizens, most people stopped using them. And if you're outside the US, there's many different and better cryptocurrency exchanges. You look at the BM-K1 Plus, you get excited. Income 81 bucks a day, and it only costs $6.50 to run, and that's at a 12 cent per kilowatt hour electric rate, which is like stay standard residential. Yeah, absolutely insane. You could be paying, you know, a quarter, right? Or that's a US thing. You could be paying 25 cents, which I guess is still a US thing, but it's a little more recognizable. You could be paying 25 cents and still pulling huge mining profitability on this. It only consumes 2,250 watts. It's not too bad. If you want to learn how to set up a mining farm in your own house, please watch our electricity guide to make sure you do it properly, efficiently, and above all, safely. Because if you burn your crib down, you lose all your money all your investments there unless it's insured, and above all of that, you put people in danger, and that's just not cool at all. So just to show you just how real this is, right? So I'm logged into KuCoin. I made a deposit here, and I'll go over to market, and from here I can just, let's an example, I can market dump this for USDT, and just like that, 290 bucks realized in the bank, stable coin, right? I'm not saying to dump your coins or whatever else. You could just go ahead and buy coins just the same. KuCoin has not enabled withdrawals though, so hey, just a note. But let's jump back to the actual mining profits, right? So in the last 24 hours, I pulled 10.68 KDA, which is about $77. And just let me prove that for you. So here are my profits, yesterday's profits, 10.6 KDA. That was my first full day mining with this miner after it came in. I have done some previous Kadena mining here with my KD boxes and so forth. But yeah, pretty excited. I re-enabled auto withdrawal on this, and it just shoots right out. For example, I've mined some Handshake and LBC in this account, and I just let it sit here because there's no exchanges I really want to use. I've also enabled auto withdrawal for Litecoin and Dogecoin as I am mining with my Antminer L7, and also I'll be connecting my mini Doges once I complete the review on the L7 to this account as well, where everything will just get paid out like clockwork. DX Pool is in bed with Goldshell, so they are more than prepared for ASIC miners connecting to their network and testing and so forth. So before we log into that device, I want to talk about something unique about the Kadena blockchain. When we pull up the Block Explorer, what do you see here? You see 19 freaking chains. Okay, and that's one of the big issues with exchange support. This isn't just something quick copy and paste, right? If they do not have support for the proper chains, or it's set on the wrong chain, whatever else, you're gonna end up losing your coins. I've lost Kadena in the process. It's not user friendly, exchange friendly, whatever else. So one thing to note here is that KuCoin supports chain 0. When you look at the comment here on the withdrawal records, you see chain ID 0. It means you're being paid out on, well, the zero chain 0, or whatever else you want to call it. Kadena is a coin that's gained a ton of press and just popularity over the last year, especially surrounding its huge spike. It's been one of the few coins that have been mineable that absolutely went on a freaking tear. And it actually was behind the main bull run of the last market cycle, which was pretty interesting. It's just, I would say it's unexpected. But they want to go out here and build without compromise. This is a platform that they're building. Smart contracts, no-cost transactions, energy efficient at scale, industrial scalability, proven security are their taglines here. The fact of the matter is that Kadena is really cool, leveraging proof of work, and furthermore, they are a platform with smart contracts, dApps, decentralized applications being the goal here. The upside is actually huge if they can get just get this rolling and run with it, right? Kadena has been gaining popularity in recent news. We see the Motley Fool, which I'm not saying they're the best source, the most credible or whatever else, but it's a name you've seen here or there, or they've had their ads or whatever else, and they're like, hey, looking for the next Shiba Inu? How about KDA, because they loaded their bags, right? And we see, some other recent news. And keep in mind, just a couple years ago when we were FPGA mining Kadena, there was no news like this. There was no buzz. There was no interest. So they are absolutely trending upwards, which makes the iBeLink Kadena miner even more interesting. Punching in the IP address here and then logging in, iBeLink username, iBeLink password, brings you here. You'll see the runtime only 13 hours. It restarted last night. A lot of miners just kind of auto restart and reset and so forth. Looking at the BM-K1 Plus after coming into the configuration, we can see 3 hash boards in here, 60 chips on each of them. All right, everything's looking good, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I have it set up again to DX Pool. When this is a little bit of a rough interface compared to something like the Goldshell miners or Ant miners, right? These other bit easier to use and understand ASIC miners, right? So we see the address. Make sure you have your Stratum plus TCP. You can leave most of these things alone. You can mess around with the PLL as well as the voltage, but I don't recommend those things. Just leave it as is. Just let these things run as they're set up unless you're ready to get into professional level ASIC tuning where you could cause damage to your machine. If you want to trend that way, join the Voskcoin Discord server, join the Voskcoin Talk forum, connect with other experts and hobbyists and enthusiasts in the industry. We'll put our heads together and we'll squeeze every freaking cake, Kadena, penny, whatever out of this thing. Yeah, again, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. After you put your information in there, right, you click add pool, make sure it's here and it's the one selected, it's at the top priority, and it is alive. And so it's great to have backup pools. I haven't input one yet, but that's as simple as just clicking add pool, right? And so this will populate a second one of just the exact same thing. Obviously you would want that to be a different pool. That's why it would be a backup pool. So if this one went down, then it would fail over and start mining on the other pool, and you would have no downtime for mining profitability. However, in the current era of crypto mining, we see very little pool downtime. Just a few years ago, pools are going down very frequently. You would have been foolish to not have a backup mining pool. The robustness of the sector lately, I hate to say it, I dare say it, making me a little lazy. Clicking back over to the miner and looking at the performance here, we can see the hash rate by hour over the last day. So, we go hour by hour, we see 15, 14, almost 15, almost 17, 15, 16, 17, 13 and a half, 17, 17, almost 18, right? And we come down here, we look at the reject rate. We're losing about 2, really 1 to 2, 3%, 1 to 3% of our hash rate. If your hash is rejected, well, then it's not counted and you're losing it. You basically get decreased mining profitability. But the fact remains that over the last hour, I'm hitting 15 terahash a second. That is exactly what this thing is supposed to do. And honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to stress about that. Let's hit the ground running here. What really matters with miners like this is uptime, right? For someone that's pulling $77 a day, you lose a day, that's $77 gone. That's painful. Technically, right after I pay my electric bill, I'm really pulling more like $70 a day. I'm going to burn up about, Kadena paying the electric bill. I'm not too stressed about that. I mean, obviously, this is very exciting, high-level mining profitability, but where do you even get one of these things, right? You're like, oh, let me just type in iBeLink or go to a little iBeLink store. You click the top search result and you see the shop and you're like, what are these? Can I really get this for $3,000? Not anymore, buddy. That's for sure. So what you will see and unfortunately find out, and please watch out for scammers and scam sites. All right, you're going to have a bad time looking for iBeLink miners. You are going to end up buying them through a reseller because iBeLink has really no web store presence. They deal in bulk with their, all their distributors and resellers and scalpers and whoever else, right? And that's really the only way that these things kind of get out and get into everyone's hand. I have to thank a reseller for this. That would be Big Sky ASICs, who made today's video possible and helped us source this BM-K1 Plus. Furthermore, they have a return policy. So if you get the miner and don't want it, you can send it back. That's absolutely insane. They are a reseller. They do have an increased price here. Just understand that. You can punch in the code Voskcoin when you check out on Big Sky ASICs and get a discount and support the channel by doing so. Again, I understand that it's like, oh, why don't I just buy direct from the manufacturer? I mean, you can try, but dealing with iBeLink is absolutely awful. That's why we call them IB Stink. I mean, that's why last year, back when we were playing Among Us, we literally ejected the iBeLink BM-K1, not the BM-K1 Plus, which is now this new updated model we're reviewing here today. Which is really just a jam-packed version of the BM-K1, but whatever else, got to keep it funky fresh, right? Shout out to my boy Toe Jam and Earl. The BM-K1 Plus is a very expensive mining rig. It is very profitable. It's pretty reasonable with electricity. It has a built-in power supply, and you have to connect it to Ethernet. It does not support Wi-Fi, right? And so with that in mind, you also need 220 volt, 240 volt, right? And so that's covered in our electricity guide, but this isn't something you just plug into any wall outlet. The next thing of, note here is that this thing is very loud. This isn't something you really want in your basement, or in your bedroom especially, unless you put up, you have a good distance from where you normally stay or some soundproofing in place and so forth. It's a screamer, especially when it gets hot. So just kind of understand that. Don't expect this device to be quiet. That's why I'm a huge advocate, if you want to mine at home, is to do something like our mining shed setup, where you literally just put this stuff outside, ideally tuck it into the corner of the yard or something, and just let these things go to work. And when you're mowing the lawn, drown out your lawnmower with the sound of our people, the sound of miners, and what some people like to say, the sound of money, right? So other than that, I mean, this thing's an ASIC miner. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty plug and play. It's easy to use. So far, it's been good enough, reliable. It's hashing at what it's supposed to be. Haven't had any weird issues like I had with my BM-K1 where it kept defaulting back the default address in these things, which basically cost me, in retrospect, maybe a couple grand for how much Kadena that I could have mined that went to someone else's address. That was pretty frustrating. But ultimately, when it comes down to should you buy this miner, right? Should you buy this mining rig? How much does it cost? What's your budget? And so let's say you can even buy it. How much does it make in a year? Will you break even in a year? 2 years? Are you going to hold the coins? How bullish are you on Kadena? Are you going to run it like a business? Get taxes involved, right? And then you can write things off. Totally changes the dynamic, which, you should consult a professional and look into that. Get it every just dollar's worth you can with everything you do. You run all those numbers and you decide if it's right for you. I'm not here to show stuff or push stuff on you. You buy whatever you want to buy. At the end of the day, at some point, a mining rig becomes worth it to you based on your outlook, your bullishness, the price, and how long it will take to break even. You can't make any money, though, if you're not playing the game. But you don't want to get, all slap happy, jump in, overpriced, and then you have a difficult time on your path even just to break even. If you want to join me in my crazy mining journey, and we can learn, and I'll work on some expensive lessons with you together, slap the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment below. If we were to give away a crypto mining rig, let me know what miner you would like us to give away. And if you're feeling lucky, drop your Bitcoin address as well. Thanks so much for watching. We're uploading daily here. That means I'll see you tomorrow, or at least I hope I will. Please be advised, there are scammers impersonating us on multiple platforms. I don't want your money, I just want you to smash that subscribe button. Everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only. That means it's not financial advice.